Hello, I read the book and had the chance to listen from Ray Dalio about his book, The Changing World Order, or Nations, Why Nations Succeed and Fail. So, these notes which I took probably mentioned about anticipating the future and how the money as we know of it today and the power as we know of it today changed from generations to generations, and how each cycle continues to rise and then fall. And then he mentioned about few things, how US and China are getting closer and closer in terms of power, and the point is close to coming when China might overtake US. The key factors which are the deciders of generations rise, they're focusing on education, inventions, competitiveness, global market, economic output, share of world trade, military strength, and power of financial center. He also mentioned about this rise and fall square, and three things, from starting from the rise, going to the top, and then decline. One thing which I like the most is that as generation reach to the top, the next generation is not as hardworking and as motivated as the previous generation was, and they become more prone to easiness, or they don't work as hard as they should be, which leads to their fall. So I asked ChatGPT to summarize my notes, and this is what we get. The core ideas in my notes are that history repeats itself. To anticipate the future, we need to study the past. Major economic and political patterns are cyclical, like around 200 to 500 years. Three big things to watch is that how the debt causes downturn when it becomes too large. Money printing temporarily solves debt but devalues currency. So as generations tend to boost this and try to keep up with the pace and pay their debt, they start printing more money, but that devalues currency, and it's the starting point that okay, after some time it's going to have a consequence. And economic weakness, which leads to internal conflicts. Internal conflicts rise as well when wealth gaps widen. The rich becomes rich, and the poor are not becoming as rich at a fast rate. Declining values, political polarization, laws of unity. And then finally external conflicts rise because other people also try to make advantage of the situation. Power struggle between rising and declining powers typically ends in a war. Eight strengths that define the nation power: education, innovation, technology, global market competitiveness, economic output, world trade share, military strength, and financial center dominance, and reserve currency status. So all of these go hand in hand. If one rises, most of them rises. If one falls, most of them falls. The next part of the notes is empires follow a three-stage cycle of rise, fall, rise, top. In the rise session, there is peace, productivity, and competitiveness. Then, as they reach the top, wealth bubbles, overconfidence, then decline happens, debt, printing money, laws of unity, collapse. These cycles last for around 500 years. Decline starts with debt plus loss of competitiveness. As I mentioned, like the new generation is not hardworking in competitiveness as the old generation. They spend their life in layer, and the printing of money due to that debt starts rising. Reserve currency gives power but creates complacency. Key takeaways are: earn more than we spend. From Ray Dalio's book, and my notes are: earn more than we spend, treat each other well. A nation's greatest war is with itself.